All right.
Okay. Who said the prayer last time? I don't
I'm
remember,
pretty sure it was me.
Yeah, I thought it was me.
but okay. I thought it was me for some reason, but
I think it was you, Steven. I'm pretty
It
sure it was.
totally was you.
okay. So, I guess Andrea can say the opening prayer, and then I can
Okay.
share something.
Oh,
Great.
perfect.
Our dear Father in heaven, we're thankful for this day and for the wonderful opportunity we have to be together and to go over this case. And please help us to be able to learn everything we can from each other and to grow spiritually and in our education. And we are thankful for thee and we love thee and say things in the name of thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. So this is not really a quote or anything. It's just something that I feel that I could say about temples since we're gonna have a new temple in Idaho, in Meridian, I think. So I think it's just pretty cool that the Lord's promise about the temples will dot the earth is continuing even till this day. They keep building more and more temples. And since I work in the temple every Thursday, I've just seen that it's really important to go every week or when we can because the Lord has many blessings in store for us. And just sacrificing like 2 hours to do a session or even do like initiatory or baptism, the Lord pays you out in a different way with more blessings. So yeah, I just think the temple is amazing. And I share you things, Christ, amen.
Amen. What a beautiful thought, Steven.
Thank
Why
you.
are you laughing? I was being sincere.
Yep.
I'm excited for the one they're putting in Pocatello. They still haven't found a spot though.
Yeah.
Good old Pokey. What?
Pokey Rexy.
You guys.
Okay.
Oh, never mind. Not appropriate.
Wait.
What?
It's like this really dumb Idaho joke. Because Pocatello and Chubbuck are right next to each other. So if they were to combine it into one city, it would be called Poca Chubby Fellow.
Oh my gosh.
So funny. You guys are dying on the inside. I can feel it.
Dying slowly. Painful death. I'm just kidding.
Every time we
on
drink.
a side note, I met someone from the stock shop again today.
Oh yeah, who'd you find?
TJ, you know him?
Yeah, I love TJ. He's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, he's applying for the internship, the same place where I am, just for next semester.
Good. He wants to grow up and be a doctor.
Oh yeah.
At least he did last year. So
Yeah.
anyway, he's a cool kid.
But yeah, he's really cool. Yeah, I told him that I know you and I know Ty and Celeste.
Yeah, you
But that's
pretty
off
much
topic.
know only the good people from the group, so you're doing good. Just kidding, they're all great. I forgot this is live.
They're gonna find this.
The sock shop's gonna find this.
All right.
All right. Yeah. Does anyone have it open? Because I just have my notes.
I sure do. Let me read you the question. Okay. Number 1. What made Noodles Co. an attractive opportunity for Aaron Kennedy in 1995?
Okay. I have like a lot of notes for this one.
Oh gosh.
So, so something that was really cool about them is they're like a restaurant or a business that like has like all different types of food. It said in the case that they have Asian, Mediterranean, and American tradition food. It's like it's hamburgers and stuff like that. So I think it's really cool that they have like a mixture of a lot of places because sometimes you go to a fast food place or something like that, and one of your friends wants something else, but you want something else too. But this has like a variety of things, so I think that was a pretty cool idea that it has like these different types of cultural food that people can try. So that was something really successful instead of just making like a restaurant based on Asian food or Mediterranean food. It just has a different blend of different cultures. So I thought that was cool.
I think they had a lot of opportunities too because that was like kind of the beginning of the like nicer fast food. like fast food that you sit down to eat. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, like a mixture of like fast food and like dine-in, right?
Yeah, so like the perfect mixture, like less expensive but still really good, and still something you
And
want to like go sit down and eat instead of drive through.
it's healthier too than like Wendy's and like McDonald's.
Yeah,
And one of the things they mentioned was like that they will bring the food to your table, which kind of makes it seem a little fancy as well. And they talked about how it was like a fun and comfortable environment. Like it was a tip-free environment, so you don't feel pressured to pay extra money. And then just like the decor, they said was like very inviting.
yeah. I think it was just kind of the right time, right place. Like he just had a good idea that was definitely gonna take off because I like those are my favorite places to eat, where it's more low key.
Yeah.
So I think they're really popular now, especially even college age kids can afford it.
Yeah, there's like one more right by my work, and I go all the time.
What other notes did you have, Steven, since you had a lot?
Yeah, so basically what you guys said, like it was just like a place for like even college students could afford, and the prices weren't that expensive compared to some other fast food places are really expensive once you buy a lot of stuff. But yeah, I think they had this really good idea, and that's why we see like in the space of 6 years they started from like it was like 13 million or something to like 50 million now. So that's like a really big increase in like the space of like 3 years. So it looks like everyone like was like liking this idea, and people were going to their place, to their restaurant. And yeah, we can go on to number 2 now, right?
Yeah, let me pull it up. Number 2, what caused the company's early struggles, and why do you think so?
Well, something that I thought could have been prevented is when they opened the second restaurant, I think it was like really far away from the first one, right? So it was really hard to manage both restaurants. So I don't
Yeah.
think that was good. That was a bad idea. Let's see. Also, I remember reading that like the first types of food that they made, they didn't really have like a set recipe for it. It was just like kind of like they just went into the kitchen and like met together and just made something up, and then they're just like, okay, here you go. I think if they would have done more research and like gotten more professional cooks' opinions about how to make different types of food, they would have had more success. Because they did that eventually, but they should have done it in the beginning, and they would have had even more money in the beginning than they did.
I almost feel like they opened the second store a little prematurely. Like they said
Yeah.
that it was basically, I think they called it abysmal, the amount of money that it was bringing in. So, like, I feel like they should have kind of improved their original store first before opening a second one, especially so far away.
Yeah, I remember reading something like they lost like $18,000 the first month, and they
Yeah.
didn't even know about it. So that wasn't good.
Yeah, I think they weren't very cohesive too, because like it said that they had to repaint and they redid their whole vibe, you know, before they were successful. So it must have been like kind of grungy hole in the wall. Probably wasn't super appealing to the customer point of view.
Yeah. And like when they first opened the stores, they were like the food was just like kept warm in front of the customers instead of like them cooking it, which they said was like once they changed that, it was like a huge bonus. Because no one likes old but warm food. It's just gross.
Especially pasta.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah.
Right,
So,
Steven?
Huh?
I said right, Steven?
Yep.
Perfect.
No one likes cold pasta.
okay, number 3. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
What role should franchising play in the company's growth?
Well,
Um.
the main question.
Right.
So, do you want to go, Andrea?
Sure.
Or do you want me to go?
I don't know. I didn't see anything super negative about franchising. I think that would help with their consistency. I think it would also help them to grow a lot faster. He doesn't own quite a bit of, he only owns like 20% of the company anyway. So it's not like he's losing a lot.
What did you guys say? They should franchise or no?
I said he should.
I did too. Steven?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Did you say they should franchise or no?
Yep, I said that again. Why do you always agree on the same thing?
It's obviously the right answer.
Yeah, we're just I think.
We need another Lisa in this group so they can oppose us all the time.
Madison doesn't want to go through that. Don't put her through that.
Did you guys read? Did you guys happen to read the other document that they sent with it? It was like a franchising one. It was pretty long.
Uh-huh.
But so it basically said like, if you wanna open more places, like more restaurants, franchising is always like the answer, because like their goal was like they wanted to reach like 300 restaurants by the year 2006. So I think franchising is like the perfect answer to that, because they're gonna reach a lot of different states. Because they were like saying like they want to go to Utah and all this stuff. This is way before, because it's in there now. So like they had all these goals, and like franchising was like the best options for them to accomplish every single goal that they had to expand their business. So that's why I said franchising was like something that they should do right now. And at least like franchise 50% of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that they're gonna end up keeping 50% full ownership anyway, so I feel like that's a good option.
Yeah.
What's happening? Steven, are you having a party?
No, I'm not having a party.
Oh.
Just my phone was acting up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. Cool. So they should totally franchise. This would play a good part in their growth. Number 4, what are the specific advantages and disadvantages of the franchising model for noodles, including the financial, economic, and organizational consequences?
Okay, so something that that's a disadvantage is like, so we know that Kennedy, because she was like the co-founder of this, she took a long time to like build company culture and values. And when you franchise something, you're not necessarily guaranteeing that that's going to happen in the other business, that the same company values and culture are going to still stay in the other franchising business. So that's like a disadvantage, I guess. And then also they talked about like how the importance of like hiring the right person would play a factor when you franchise. I don't think that would be that much of a factor anymore, and that could be a disadvantage to Kennedy.
Yeah, I mean, you said both of the main points. They said they would have to like whip up a document, I think it was, just kind of like laying out the like regulations of having franchise. Like, I don't know what I'm trying to say. They were just talking about how they'd have to like come up with a plan for franchising out the company, like, and set standards and goals for each franchisee. I don't know the word.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Okay, good.
Yeah, you guys covered it. I don't know. I feel like because I mean, a lot of franchises, I mean, there has to be a consistency. Like every Wendy's has the same menu kind of thing. So I think that would help a lot with that issue. But seeing as how this is done in like 2005 or 6, they don't know this yet, but 2008 is going to happen. So that's going to be an economic downturn for them.
Nice point.
Yeah.
So anyway, I guess that's one thing about hindsight.
Yeah, that's true. Is that all the questions?
That's all the questions.
Oh, is it really? Wait.
So if you want to summarize, I think we're good with that.
I'm not doing the summary tonight, and let me tell you why. Because Steven made me meet tonight, and I was very busy. I think he should do it.
Fine. Yeah, I can summarize. How many minutes do we have, by the way, of the meeting?
We started at like what, 48? So like 20.
Okay.
No, that's like 15.
So like 15.
Oh my god.
You know what? He's never docked us before, so.
And you know what? He gave us 4 questions, so you know what? No, if he has a problem, send him to me. I'll talk to him. I'll say, listen up. I was very busy today.
Yeah. Okay, I can start the summary. Then Madison can end it.
I hate you.
Okay, so we talked about a company called Noodles and Company that specializes in making Asian, Mediterranean, and American tradition food, and they make it in a pretty fast rate, and the prices are relatively cheap for anyone who's middle aged to and who works. Even the college student can afford it too. And we talked about they're like at this point where they can either grow faster with franchising or just grow company through company, and we decided that franchising would be the best option because they can get their logo and their trademark out faster. They could reach their goal of 300 restaurants by the year 2006, and overall we think franchising is the best way to go.
The one downside we saw for franchising was that it's a lot harder to have high quality restaurants or high standard restaurants when you're not completely in control. But other than that, we thought that franchising would definitely be the best option for them.
We also talked about some of the history with the company and what mistakes were made that set it back and what good things happened that put it where it is today. So it's a good learning experience. And
Yep.
that's the end, right?
Yeah, and I will definitely be eating the Noodles and Company soon.
Good point. Tomorrow.